In this video, we are going to find more ways to find a common denominator. So this is the part 2 video. So just as a refresher, a factor is a number that divides into the other number evenly, and there's no remainders. And in a moment, I'll kind of show you how that works. And then a multiple is the product of the specified number that you have and a counting number. And again, I'll give you some examples right here. So I have the number 12, and I'm going to start with my factors. So I'm thinking of numbers that divide evenly into the number 12 without remainders. So I kind of make the upside down rainbows here, and I always start with 1. So I know for sure 1, and its partner is 12, because 1 times 12 is going to give me 12. They go in evenly. 12 divided by 1, 1 times 12. So I'm going to kind of go in order 2. Can 2 go into 12 evenly? Yes. And what is its partner? 6. Because 2 times 6 is 12. 6 times 2 is 12. Can 3 go into 12 evenly? Yes. And then what is its partner? 4. Because 3 times 4 is 12 and 4 times 3 is 12. And as you can see, I've kind of ended that rainbow. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. And all of these numbers are factors of the number 12, meaning they can go into 12 evenly with no remainders. For example, the number 5, that can't go into 12 evenly, so it is not a factor. When I go to do multiples, okay, I'm taking the product of the number, so 12, and a counting number. And a counting number would be like number 1 or 2. So a multiple of 12, well, 12 times 2 is 24. 12 times 3, 36. 12 times 4, 48. 12 times 5, 60. So your multiples, you can really keep going as you're multiplying by these counting numbers. All right, we're going to try one more time with the number 20. So again, I always start with 1 and itself, so 1 and 20. That's its partner. They go in evenly. Can 2 go into 20? Yep. 2 times what? 10. That's its partner. 2 and 10. Can 3 go into 20? No, because that would be 21. Can 4? Yes. 4 times what? 4 times 5. And then you can see I kind of ended my upside down rainbow. So factors are 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. Multiples of 20, so I'm going to multiply by 2, 40 by 3, 60 by 4, 80 by 5, 100. You can keep going, but that's what I'm going to give as my examples for my multiples. And using factors and multiples can help you find common denominators. So that's kind of why we're reviewing those two terms. And now we're going to use the method of listing equivalent fractions. So if you watched part 1 video, this is what we will use that method for. So I'm going to list a bunch of equivalent fractions that are equal to 2/3 and that are equal to 5/9. And I'm trying to find ones that have the same denominator. So I'm going to start with 2, like a counting number here. I'm going to multiply the top by 2, 4, and the bottom by 2, 6. And then I'm going to multiply the top by 3, 6, the bottom by 3, 9, the top by 4, the bottom by 4. So I have a bunch of fractions here that are all the same as 2/3. I'm going to do the same for 5/9 now. Multiply by 2, I have 10. Multiply the bottom by 2, 18. Multiply the top by 3, 15. The bottom by 3, 27. The top by 4, the bottom by 4. So now what I'm doing is looking at all these fractions, and I want the ones that have the same denominator. So see if you can locate one where I see the same denominator. So I have 3, I don't see any other 3s. 6, I don't see any other 6s. 9, I see a 9. So I have 6/9 and 5/9. Okay, so I have a fraction from both sides that have the same denominator already. So if my problem was 2/3 plus 5/9, I'm going to switch those out, and that's going to be 6/9, because remember 6/9 is the same as 2/3, and 5/9, and I get to keep that fraction the same. And now I'm able to add because my denominators are the same. I'm able to add the same size pieces. So that is another method where you can list all the equivalent fractions and you're looking to see, okay, where is my denominator that's the same in both numbers? And the last method that we're going to look at is one that we have done before in previous videos, quick common denominator, okay, where I have my two problems here and I'm going to find a quick common denominator. Remember, common denominator means same denominator. Sometimes I put that up there so that when we're hearing that word common, we know that means same. And the way that we do this, okay, is we're going to take the bottom two numbers and multiply them together. So if I multiply those two, 8 times 3, I get 24. I know that 24 is going to be my denominator for both of those numbers. So if I wanted to continue with my problem like we've done in the past, I know that 24 will work for both. Okay, but then I also have to see, I turn that 3 into a 24, which means I multiplied it by 8, which means I also have to do the top by 8. Same thing down here, 8 times what give me 24? That's 3, so I have to do it by the top as well, and that's 9. So then again, in future videos, we will be practicing this skill, but knowing that that quick common denominator, multiplying the bottom two numbers is going to give me the common denominator, 9 times 3. In this second one right here, boom, that's 27. So I know for both of my fractions, my bottom number, my denominator, is going to be 27. And then again, we'll practice in the future putting in those numerators as well. So here's your lesson practice. You are going to use any method that you want, using factors and multiples, equivalent fractions, quick common denominators, to find the common denominator between 1/2 and 9/11, 2/3 and 1/5, 1/3 and 7/15, and 1/2 and 7/8.